Okay, if we could all just stand for a prayer and a pledge of allegiance.
Heavenly Father, during this hard month, please keep us ever mindful to serve all of our students with kindness and love. Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Evans, could we have roll call, please?
Mrs. Fiorello?
Here.
Mr. Hope?
Here.
Mr. Gogolski?
Here.
Mr. Enslin?
Here.
Mr. Gershi?
Here.
Mr. Gomita?
Here.
Mr. Auckland?
Here.
Mr. Schaefer?
Here.
Mr. Wood?
Excused.
Attorney Meir?
Excused.
He's also excused. Dr. Barrett?
Here.
Ms. Felisky?
here.
Ms. Emmett is here. Mr. Gregorski?
Here.
Mrs. Donahue?
Excused.
Mr. Pigeon?
Here.
Mrs. Miller?
Here.
Mrs. Bradley?
Here.
Ms. Watson?
Here.
Ms. Fitzsimmons?
Here.
Mrs. La Rosa?
Here.
Ms. Denike?
Here.
Mrs. Gregory?
Here.
Mrs. Liptak?
Here.
Mr. Seaman?
Here.
Mr. Dunda?
Here.
Mr. Black?
Here.
Madam President, you have 8 board members present.
Could I have a motion for number 5, please?
I move that we approve the minutes of the regular board meeting which was held January 14th, 2019.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion was made by Mr. Gershi and then seconded by Mr. Hope. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. And any abstaining? The motion does carry. Could I have a motion for number 6, please?
I move to accept the treasurer's reports from the general, food service, and student activities accounts.
Second.
Could I, the motion was made by Mr. Gogolski and then seconded by Mr. Gershi. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Any abstaining? The motion does carry. A motion for number 7, please.
I move to approve the bills from the general and food service accounts.
I'll second that.
Motion was made by Mr. Gregolski and then seconded by Mr. Hope. Again, any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. And any abstaining? The motion does carry. Accounting of taxes, any questions? Hearing none, Mr. Gregorski. Student recognition.
Thank you, Madam President. We have 2 outstanding seniors that we would like to recognize tonight, the first of which is R.J. Clemens. R.J. is the son of Tori and Robert Clemens of Lake Ariel.
Hello, my name is R.J. Clemens, and I'd like to thank the Board of Education for having me here tonight. Over the course of my high school career, I've taken part in many extracurricular and school programs that have helped me represent Western Wayne with pride. My freshman year, I earned the position of president for the freshman class, and I placed first in photography for the Technology Students Association state competition. During my sophomore year, I received first place in music production at the TSA state competition, and I also started admiring science, so I joined the Envirothon team to compete in STEM topics. My junior year was filled to the brim with many extracurriculars: reading team, Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science, drama club, which I've been the president for 2 years, Spanish club, where I was the president last year and I'm now the vice president, and that's only to name a few. Over the past 4 years, I've been casted as lead roles in the high school musical productions and have stayed in the top 10% of my class. Outside of school, I'm the youth representative of Paul United Methodist Church and was one of few students to be chosen to represent Western Wayne in Tomorrow's Leaders Today, the Junior Leadership of Northern Poconos, and American Legion's Boys State program. All of these accomplishments have taught me what it means to be a Wildcat. My future plans are to attend Rutgers University to earn my bachelor's in chemistry with a minor in theater. I would not have been able to complete any of these amazing goals without the help of my parents, who always support me, teachers who push me to do my best, especially Ms. Masankai, my AP chemistry teacher, all of the friends I've made in school who encouraged me to work harder, and overall, the Board of Education's support of the arts, sciences, and especially Western Wayne pride. Thank you.
Thanks, RJ. Can we have your parents stand and be recognized, please? We also have Evan Coons with us tonight. Evan is the son of Lisa and Tom Coons of Waymart. Evan.
Good evening, I'm Evan Coons, and my time at Western Wayne has been just amazing. So I figured I would run through some of the highlights for you guys. My accomplishments at Western Wayne. I started off as a freshman. I played football for 4 years. I was the team captain this year, an MPF All-Star. Last year I was the Offensive Player of the Year, and the year before that I won the Eastern Conference Championship with my team, and it was a great time. I also play track. I have the 4th best throw for discus in school history. I've won a few medals here and there, via LU, at what you will. Other clubs I'm in Youth Advisory Committee. I'd like to thank Mr. Gershie for letting me have that opportunity to represent Western Wayne in it. I've been a member for that for 4 years. NHS, I've been a member for 3 years. And FBLA, I've been a member for 3 years. I'm a 2-time regional qualifier in FBLA, a 3-time state qualifier in FBLA, and a 1-time national qualifier. And I also serve as the chapter's vice president. Some thank yous I would like to give. I would like to thank God first and foremost for letting us all be here and celebrate me and RJ's accomplishments as well as do other business here. I'd like to thank my parents. My mom had to cancel a few people tonight just to get here. She's a busy lady. That's her business. I give her credit. And my dad unfortunately couldn't be here because he has to work nights. But I really appreciate the support that they give to me, and it really wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing anything here without them. I wanted to thank the school board. You guys being here and just having Western Wayne be here, you made my dreams become a reality. And I really just wanted to convey that to you guys, how much you mean to me, and as well as the student body. I'd like to thank my football coach, Randy Wolf, who came in here my sophomore year. He's sort of been like a second father to me. At times where, misguided, different stuff like that. He's really shown me how to work and what it means to be a winner. And I want to thank him for that, because without that, I wouldn't have any drive or any push to be able to be here today. I want to thank the Institute of Iron, which is a gym that I go to. Kenny and Travis Toth have been amazing. It's about 5 minutes down the street. They've really crafted me into a really good athlete, and just something I do in my free time, powerlifting and stuff, but it really helps. A few teachers, all the teachers are great, don't get me wrong, but just a few have touched me in a certain way. Ben Gill, he's just a funny dude. He's the fun side of Western Wayne, he gets serious with all these teachers and stuff, and he's just joking around with you, Miss Lubash, she's really helped me, all the countless trips I've done with her at FBLA and stuff like that. It's a great time to be with her. And then finally, I'd like to thank Coach Dave Portzik, who had to leave this year to become Lakeland's head football coach. But he told me my 8th grade year, that if I stick with track and I stick with everything, that I will get a college scholarship. And by the end of my junior year, I had dozens of Division II and Division III scholarships for track. And I wanted to thank him for that. And I wanted to thank him for showing me, about commitment and what it means to be a leader. And for my future plans, I am, as of this week, I just committed to the #1 small college in the country, Bowdoin College, to play football and study economics. And that's it. Thank you, guys.
And Evan, if we could have Mom stand up and be recognized, please.
Gentlemen, on behalf of the board, we really, it's truly impressive. We sit here month after month, and to just see what you have listed down and the accomplishments and the character that you gentlemen have is truly impressive. So you can be very proud of yourselves, and it's exciting to see what your future holds for you, because I can tell you it's going to be great. So congratulations to you and to your parents. Job well done. And best of luck in the future.
I would like to commend Evan. He was referred referring to the Youth Advisory Committee, he mentioned, thank you for acknowledging me, Evan. The Wayne County Community Foundation has a mini foundation which is comprised of 8 high school students from each of the 3 W's, as we call them. There are 8 Western Wayne students, Evan being one of them. He's served on the committee faithfully. What they do is they're sort of a mini foundation. They give mini grants to youth groups, and it's usually classrooms. And they have about $2,500 to give away every year. This year we had $8,000 in requests, and it's left totally up to the students to decide how they will distribute the funds. And Evan has been one of the faithful attendees. I don't think he's missed any meetings. And
Maybe only one. but
thank you
that's
for
it.
that, Evan. You've been a real asset.
Thank you.
My thanks to you from the foundation.
And just to add to the accolades, RJ this past summer did a rendition of a song from Dear Evan Hansen, which is a Broadway musical, which brought the place highly emotional and received a standing ovation from the entire staff, and it was tremendous. So, both of you guys, great job.
And thank you all for being here this evening. If you guys want to leave, now is your opportunity to skate out before anything else. So if you want to leave, you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Anyone from the public would like to speak?
Hi, my name is Joe Gillott. I'm representing Waymar Borough tonight. I'm their engineer for a project that we're undertaking. I'd like to hand out some materials if you don't mind.
Never had just one.
I'll just pass them down. Waymar Borough is undertaking a field renovation at the Waymar Sports Complex, which is adjacent to the R.D. Wilson School. There's a copy of the tax map on the second page handout that I provided to you. Borough just recently received a Parks and Recreation grant from DCNR to fund the total reconstruction of the complex, to redo the baseball fields and install utilities for the concession stand. As part of the design for that project, we've done the boundary research for the property and found that at least a portion of that complex is actually sitting on school property, part of the R.D. Wilson tract of land. There's a triangular piece of the R.D. Wilson property that you can see on the tax map that actually is in the parking lot for the baseball field. There's two things that we need to do in order to have legal right, I guess, to be able to make the improvements on that property in order for DCNR to approve our plan. One, we're asking for a maintenance and recreation easement through that property to essentially support the existing use of the property that has been on the property for at least 20 years to my knowledge, and I think longer. I think the complex was constructed potentially around the same time as the school was in 1980. So it's been there a long time. We're not asking to change that use, we're just asking to obtain legal easement to remain there. And secondly, there's an area in the middle, the second hatch piece. You can see some utilities there. There's existing electric utilities. In fact, the electrical service for the property sits within the school boundary. Additionally, we are adding sanitary sewer and water to the concession stand. And in order to access the utilities on Railroad Lane on the other side of the school property, we're asking for a utility easement to construct those utilities and to encompass the existing utilities that are already there. So I've spoken with the Waymark Borough Solicitor, and I believe he's reached out to the school board solicitor today. So at this point, I'm just asking that you consider the request from the borough to obtain those easements so that we can move forward with the project as planned. Pending the board's approval to move ahead with that, the solicitors will finalize the details and execute the necessary documents to create the easements.
Attorney Muir did contact me today about this. He did get the documentation from Attorney Farrell.
Okay.
So he said, give him a chance to review it. He'll reach out to me, and then I can relay the information to the board. And hopefully we can have an answer for you as soon as possible.
Okay, are there any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to say something?
It's February, so I wanted to say Happy National School Counseling Week again, and to just reiterate, which I've said so many times, how wonderful it is to work for a district that has administration and board members who are supportive and school counselors in so many different ways. I also wanted to take this opportunity to share some exciting news, and that is that the R.D. Wilson School Counseling Program, I found out a couple weeks ago, has been certified as a recognized Ask a Model program. This award, which is given by the American School Counseling Association, is the highest level of distinction that a school counseling program can receive across the nation. And to put it in perspective, R.D. Wilson is just one of 7 schools that now have this certification. And so in July, I'll go to our national conference in Boston to receive this award for R.D. Wilson's school counseling program. So you hear me keep saying the word program, and that's because this award is not for the school counselor, it's for the school counseling program. So I want to make that distinction because there's dozens of hands in this district and in the community that really play a role in making our program what it is, and some of those people are in this room. And I want to thank Carrie Fitzsimmons, Maria Miller, and Jeff Gogolski for sitting on my advisory council, which is a huge part of that. I want to thank Dr. Barrett and Mr. Gogolski and Mrs. Miller for meeting with me multiple times over the past few years to allow me to share concerns and triumphs, and most importantly, overcome barriers. And lastly, I want to thank Matt Fitzsimmons, our department head, and the rest of the counselors for really being part of such a wonderful, amazing team, and also supporting me through this process. And so if you see any of them, please wish them a happy National School Counseling Week. And once again, just thank everyone for all of the support with the school counselors in our district. And I'm proud to represent R.D. Wilson and Western Wayne at the national conference this summer.
And I'd like to add, being on the advisory board and seeing the enthusiasm that Erica has shown with developing this whole RAMP program is really, I really commend her and the administrators, Carrie and Mrs. Miller, who had those meetings. You could just see the enthusiasm, the good things that are happening in our RD. And one of the things I'd love to see is that we be the first district to have all of our schools under this RAMP certification. So congratulations, great job, and all that hard work paid off.
Thank you.
there anyone else from the public who would like to say anything? Okay, so we're moving on to number 11, which is the enrollment report. And we are going to make this real easy since we just had the work session. Mr. Gershie, would you like to?
Sure, similar to what we did in December, I'll be going to be unit practice they do, they approve all of them in one motion unless there's some item that needs to be discussed further. And earlier at the work session, we decided that there wasn't, so I move that we approve items 12 through 19 as they appear.
Okay, so we had a motion made by Mr. Gershie and then seconded by Mr. Hope. Again, are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. And any abstaining? Okay. They pass. We're on to 20 informational items. We have some upcoming events. February 12th, the Evergreen PTA meeting at 7 o'clock. The 13th is R.D. Wilson First Grade Art and Author event. February 15th is a noon dismissal. It's an Act 80 Teacher and Service Day. February 20th, in the middle school drug and alcohol assembly. February 21st at Robert D. Wilson is the PTA meeting at 6:30. The 28th, we have R.D. Wilson Read Across America in the book fair from 4:45 to 8. March 12th, the Evergreen PTA meeting is at 3 o'clock. And March 15th, again, there is a noon dismissal, an Act 80 Teacher and Service. March 22nd, Evergreen Second Grade Parent Day, Sousathon. And then on the 29th, we have Evergreen Kindergarten Physicals. We have pre-kindergarten, kindergarten registration for Western Wayne School District will be held the week of March 25th in the Robert D. Wilson and Evergreen Elementary. Any questions on the correspondence? The superintendent's report? The assistant superintendent's report? The principal's report? Any federal programs to report? No report. Any other business? All right, we have a future meeting, the February 25th at 6 o'clock, the work session, and then March 4th at 7 o'clock here will be the public board meeting. We can adjourn. Anybody want to make a motion there?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
You don't want to stay longer? All right, motion adjourned. Thank you. Good evening.